الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله تعالى، وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة، وكل ضلالة في النار. Tonight is the night of the Shawwal, 30th of Shawwal, 1444 years after the Hijrah, or the migration of our beloved Prophet ﷺ, which coincides with 20th of May 2023. My dear brothers and sisters, I welcome you back to our Hajj presentation. And tonight we're going to talk about the starting of the Hajj. A brief overview and what are we supposed to do on the day of 8th of Dhul-Hijjah, which is known as Tarwiya. So the Hajj is basically in 4 places. Mecca, where we have to do the Tawaf and the Sa'i. Then, as you can see here, the place called Mina. And Mina has the Jamarat. Jamarat are the 3 big pillars which we are supposed to stone. On the first day, on the 10th, we are supposed to only stone the first Jamarat, and 11th, 12th, we are supposed to do the 3 Jamarat. Mina is a very important place because this is the place we will camp on the 8th of Dhul-Hijjah, which is Yawm Tarwiyah, and this our discussion will be today later on about Yawm Tarwiyah and what are the things we are supposed to do, so on and so forth. Then from Mina, we go to Arafah. On the 10th, the 9th, we are in Arafah until the sunset. Arafah is, as you can see, number 4 station, and Arafah is outside the Haram, the holy sanctuary, but yet it is part of the Hajj. In fact, it's one of the major part of the Hajj. And if you remember when we were talking about the history of Hajj, this is the place or the station that the Quraysh, the direct descendant of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, from whom they inherited Hajj, they deserted Arafah by making a silly claim that they are the people of Haram, so they will not leave Haram during the Hajj. And it's very sad that sometimes people, they make up their own rules that has no foundation in the Kitab and the Sunnah. Like the Quraysh they did. After all of these years, you will find many Muslims, they do things in the Hajj has no foundation whatsoever. So if you look at sometimes the Muslims, they are doing a lot of things. That is not the way to learn or practice Hajj or any of the rites of the religion. We have to go back to the knowledge, the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet, which is preserved for us to see how to pray, how to fast, how to do Hajj. Anyway, from the station 4, when the sun sets, we are supposed to go to station 5, which is Muzdalifah. And we are supposed to stay there the night and pray the Fajr there. And then on the 10th morning, we go back to Mina, going back towards Mecca. Mina. Muzdalifah and Arafah is done now. We don't come back here at all. Mina, we go back and we supposed to do the Jamarat there, and then we go back to Mecca to do the other things, the Tawaf and the Sa'i, and of course the shaving and the slaughtering and so on and so forth. And then on the 11th and the 12th and the 13th, we come back to Mina and we stay in Mina. And once we are done with the 12th is the 11th and the 12th is the obligatory. 13th is optional. 13th is optional. So the one when we finish our rites of throwing stones on 11th and 12th on all of the 3 pillars, when we are done on the 12th, we are done with the duties of the Hajj in this area. Then we go back to Makkah and we do the Tawaf al-Wada, the last Tawaf, farewell Tawaf, before we leave Makkah, and that is the end of the Hajj. So the Hajj has to finish with Tawaf al-Wada, or the final Tawaf, and that is the Tawaf we are supposed to do before we leave the Haram, the Masjid al-Haram. And after this, we don't do anything else. This is the general rule of Tawaf al-Wada. This is Hajj. So you are in Makkah, you go to Mina on the 8th, on the 9th Arafah, on the 10th, Muzdalifah, morning, you leave Muzdalifah. 10th night you spend in Muzdalifah. 10th morning you leave Muzdalifah after Fajr, go to Mina, do the Jamarat, the big Jamarat, go back to Makkah, do the Tawaf al-Ifada, Tawaf of the Hajj and the Sa'i of the Hajj, because we are doing Hajj al-Tamattu. And then we shave and we slaughter, and we come out of the Ihram. Then 11th and 12th, and if you want to stay 13th, you stay in Mina, and each day you stone all the 3 pillars. This is Hajj. This is Hajj. As we always say, and our scholars, they say that the rites of the Hajj is very simple. Very simple, inshallah. So let's move on. And today we are going to discuss the day of Tarwiyah, or which is the 8th of Dhul-Hijjah. On this day in the morning, your Hajj group will announce to you when they're going to pick you up from your hotel and take you to Mina, because you will be in Makkah at this time. You have finished your tawaf, your umrah, you're staying there, and you do as much as, of course, nafal tawaf and the prayers in Masjidul Haram. And please do not do the bid'ah, we have spoke about it, of multiple umrah. There is no multiple umrah for you, one umrah in one visit. Anyway, on the 8th now in the morning, you take a shower if you can, and you enter the state, or declare the state of the Ihram of the Hajj, as you declared the state of the Ihram for Umrah, if you remember. So you do not have to go back to the miqat, and you should not go back to the miqat. Your miqat at this point of the Hajj is your hotel. Wherever you are in your room, you want to declare the state of the Ihram, this is where your miqat is. If you want to take a shower, it is good, take a shower. You face the Qibla, if you remember, it's possible. You stand, if possible, and you say, Labbaik Allahumma bi Hajj. Now you have entered the state of the Ihram. And if you want to add, which is better, Allahumma mahilli haythu habastani. Oh Allah, make my hill stop wherever you wish. If you do this, say this statement while you declare the state of the Ihram, after you declare the state of the Ihram. And in any case, may Allah forbid, you have to leave during the Hajj. Without completing the Hajj, you just leave. You don't have to do anything. But if you don't make this statement and you have to leave or exit your Hajj without performing the Hajj, emergency can happen, may Allah forbid if it does, then you have to slaughter an animal and shave your head or trim your hair, and then you can leave. But if you say this, you don't have to do anything. After declaring the Ihram, men, women, and children should loudly say the Talbiya, Labbaik Allahumma Labbaik, Labbaik la sharika laka Labbaik, Innal hamda wa ni'mata laka wal mulk la sharika lak. And this Talbiya continues all the way until the morning, 10th of Dhul-Hijjah, until, actually I shouldn't say morning, until we throw the Jamarat on the tent. So if you do the Jamarat in the middle of the day or at the end of the day, your Talbiyah should continue until you do the Jamarat. Once you do the Jamarat, meaning throwing the 7 stone to the devil to the biggest column, which is closest to the Makkah, after the Jamarat, your Talbiyah stops. This is from the Hadith, or the guidance, clear guidance of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And of course, now when we enter the Ihram, everything, the rules of the Ihram is applied upon us. We cannot marry, we cannot have relationship, the married people cannot have relationship, they cannot conduct marriage, they cannot propose, they cannot hunt, they cannot use perfume, they cannot cut hair, they cannot cut nail. All of these things are prohibited for us in the state of the Ihram. A lot of people, they ask, can I use toothpaste which has flavor? No problem. Toothpaste have flavor. Toothpaste doesn't have scent, perfume. Perfume, if it is there, we cannot use it. So for example, there are soaps which have perfume, lotions which has perfume. Anything that has perfume, we cannot use. So everything is allowed to use. We can use soap, we can use lotion, we can use lip balms, as long as it doesn't have any perfume. But if it has flavor, like strawberry flavored, different flavors, that is different, no problem. But if it has atar, perfume, not allowed. So, buy the unscented soaps, unscented lotion. Unfortunately, in the hotel, you might find scented things, so be careful. In Makkah, You might find scented things. So you might be tempted to use it and don't remember because you're traveling and you're tired. So take your, some of these things from here. There is a lot of unscented things you will find in many of the grocery stores. Just ask them, because a lot of people have allergy to scents. So they produce, manufacture those things, unscented products. Buy them, inshallah, from here. So you have a good collection of those things. And inshallah, in Makkah and Medina, you will find it, but you might not find them in the hotel. And you have to keep them, inshallah, with you while you go to Mina. Uh, a word of caution: when we go to Mina, take as less possible things, the bare necessary things. Don't pack your backpacks with a lot of things. Bare necessary things. If you want to take one of your sleeping bag, is good. You don't need it in the Mina, but you will need it in Muzdalifah. And your basic hygiene products, if you want to take another extra, a piece of ihram towel for cleaning yourself after you take shower, if you need to do that in Mina or in Arafah. So you have all of those things, inshallah, with you. But do not try to overstuff yourself with different things, because you want to keep things light. Then there is no 2 rakat. We mentioned that before, associated with any ihram. So some people, they pray 2 rakat after ihram because the Prophet did it. But the Prophet did it in Dhul-Hijjah. And he did the 2 rakah after he declared the state of the Ihram, not because of Ihram, but because he was in the Blessed Valley. Because the valley of Dhul-Hijjah, which is the miqat for the people of Medina, it is in a blessed valley. Okay, it's a blessed place. Why? Because the Prophet ﷺ was told by the angel. So he prayed 2 rakat there because he's in the Blessed Valley. Okay, so if anybody is in Dhul-Hijjah and they are coming from Medina, okay, so in this case, their miqat will be Dhul-Hijjah, not the hotel. Dhul-Hijjah. Because we are talking about here the hotel when you're in Mecca. Assuming that you did your Umrah and you stayed until the Yom Tarwiyah in Mecca in the hotel. But if you start from Medina, then you will not declare your state of Ihram in the hotel. You will declare your state of the Ihram in Dhul-Hijjah, which is the miqat for the people of Medina. Over there in the masjid, you declare the state of the ihram. You can wear your dress of the ihram from hotel and you just stand there in Dhul-Hijjah and you declare the state of the ihram. Now in the masjid, you go and pray 2 rakat. Why? Because you're in the Blessed Valley, not because you assume the ihram. However, when we are assuming our ihram in Mecca, we are not in the Blessed Valley. We just did ihram. There is no 2 rakat of prayer. Yes, it is blessed place, haram, but there is no 2 rakat associated now with our ihram. And neither if you are in Dhul-Hijjah, it is associated with the ihram, is because the Prophet did it because it was in the Blessed Valley. Then you leave with your group to Mina. It's very important. If you're coming from Medina, simple. You're going to come with the group. If you're flying from Medina, you will declare the state of the ihram when the plane takes off. When the plane takes off. We talked about these things in our ihram, assuming the ihram from Medina. We have talked about these things. For exit of ihram, we're going to talk about this because the exit of the ihram for Hajj is different. Okay, the people who are coming from Medina to Mecca, if they are performing Hajj Tamattu, of course their Talbiya, their declaration would be Labbaik Allahumma bi Umrah. But if for some reason from Medina you are leaving very late, possible 8th, and you know that you will not be able to perform your Umrah on time, so now you declare the state of Hajj and you will do Hajj Ifrad, because you will not be able to perform the Umrah before you perform your Hajj. I hope I'm not confusing and it is clear, inshallah. Very important, all of these places have signs. Like here you see sign, Mina starts here. You have to enter the Mina. You cannot stay outside the Mina and look at the Mina and think that you are in Mina. There are a lot of people, they sometimes camp outside the Mina. because they want to avoid the crowd and they think they are in Mina. This is not allowed. You have to be in Mina. So staying at Mina, and as you can see, the tents are all looking same. The office, Mutawif office, and the number is very important. See it here, 57. Numbers are very important because all of the tents and all of the offices look exactly same. So if you go out, you might get lost. Make sure you take picture of the camp, the numbers. At least you can show to people that I want to go here, and they can show you where to go. Staying in Mina, make sure you remember the number of your group, exact location of the tent. By taking a picture would be important, all of these numbers and so on and so forth. It's easy to get lost because everything looks same, and it happened to me. So I don't want anybody to be in that state. The Mina tents have AC. Just bring your basic necessary things. Don't carry a lot of stuff. You don't need them. This AC might not work, meaning like it's so hot, it's running, but it's still hot. But inshallah, Hajj has mashaqqa and Hajj is jihad. So we have to be patient. Pray every single prayer, meaning Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, at their proper time. There is no combining of the prayer. However, you shorten the prayers. Which one? Dhuhr, Asr, and Isha. Dhuhr 2 raka, Asr 2 raka, Isha 2 raka. And this is not the shortening of the traveler. This is the shortening of the Nusuk of the Hajj. Even the people who are from Mina and who are from Mecca, who are not traveling and they're making Hajj and they're in Mina, they will shorten their prayer. So that is the shortening of the Nusuk. There is no special bathing for Mina. There is no special dhikr or dua for Mina. There is no special action in Mina. You take rest. Of course, you do as much as Talbiya, general Talbiya. Sorry, the Talbiya and general dhikr, reading Quran. You want to check the rules of the Hajj and the du'as and this and that. Make sure, at the locations of the du'as, whatever you want to say or to ask Allah, those things you write it down for your notes so you don't miss anything, asking Allah in those special occasions of making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this day is very calm day and you're supposed to take rest. Please do not overstuff yourself with food because what you don't want is an upset stomach for the rest of the time. Very important to watch out for what you eat. Eat whatever you need, but in balanced way, inshallah. The sisters should be very careful and the brothers should be also very careful where you sit because sometimes there are ant hills and you don't want to sit on it because it's going to harm you. And those kind of things, watch out. Mina camps, this is a typical camp as you can see, all of these small beds and it's amazing. It looks like a graveyard, and that's why Hajj is, soften our heart because it shows how our life can be so simple. Those days, rich and the poor and the king and the leaders, everybody, they're in the same state, the same dress, the same need that they have. Everybody wants Allah to forgive them. And look at the way we all gather together from different color and race and language and culture, understanding. We come together and do this amazing ibadah for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it reminds us of the akhirah, that this is how these places will be when we are in the barzakh. There will be so many people around us of different culture, race, and language, and color, and understanding, but we'll be all joined, inshallah ta'ala, hopefully, in Al-Jannah, because we have committed ourselves to worship only one Allah and associate no partners with Him. Mina has, mashallah, good facility for making wudu, as you can see, and bathrooms, a lot of bathrooms. Usually before the prayer, there's a big rush. So plan your toilets, using the toilet appropriately. What I have seen is like when between the prayer times, when people are taking rest, this is the time to go and use the bathroom, take your time. If you want to take a shower, freshen yourself up, this is the time to do that. Don't wait to make wudu until it is almost time for the prayer, because this will be a big line. Of course, you have to do that. You have to do that because you broke your wudu, you slept, no problem. But if you're awake and you can, avoid, if you know this, you can avoid and skip the line in the heat, because you see the sun is there, you're standing. You want to avoid all these things because it's going to just make you unnecessarily tired. Don't waste your time going here and going there trying to figure out what is there, what is not there. So a lot of people, they do these things. It's not the time of tourism. It is the time to sit and remember that the days that are going to come is going to be very difficult for you. So you need rest so that you can perform well, inshallah, in the next few days. We have a lot to thank Allah. A lot of people, they're complaining, staying in those kind of tents. And look at these brothers and sisters who pitch their tent beside a garbage can. Many of these people, when they come for Hajj, they literally spend their time. Women completely covered from top to bottom with black burqa, and they're selling because they're poor. They're selling things during the Hajj to make money so that they can survive and also do the Hajj. Alhamdulillah, we don't have to do all of these things. Some of our packages are at 11,000, 13,000, 20,000, 30,000. We're spending a lot of money. We're living in luxury. We have a lot to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Also, there's something here to understand that during the Ihram and the Hajj time, can we buy and sell? Yes, we can. There's no prohibition for that. But of course, that's not the focus. But if there is any need, you can do that. All of these people in Mina, as you can see, some of them are staying on the mountain, on this hill, at different places. They're camping. All of the Mina is a camping place. But of course, these people are less privileged. They don't have any group, so they do their Hajj in this manner. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from them and accept from all of us. We don't have to do Hajj in a difficult situation. If you're going for comfort with a comfortable group and with a big package, you should not feel guilty, because Allah has given you money and you're spending this for the sake of Allah. So you should not feel guilty. Oh, I'm spending 15,000, 20,000, and these people are. Well, Allah has given you. As long as you don't have any fakhr for it. There are people who go to Hajj buying these big packages just to show off. It is a matter of prestige for them. And some of them even told me, I'm going with this group, please don't tell anybody, because they're going to make fun of me. Let them, because you're not one of them. You go there for the sake of Allah. So you choose a package which is comfortable for you. Yes, if Allah has given you a lot of money, you can choose an expensive package for comfort, because you want to perform Hajj and be comfortable. That's not a problem, inshallah. This is not wastage. Some people, they will define this as wastage. It is not wastage. These are, as long as you do it for the sake of Allah, for performing your Hajj, inshallah, there is no problem. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the opportunity to do Hajjul Mabrur, Hajj which is accepted. And the only way we can have our Hajj accepted is when we follow the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.